Nina. Hi, Miguel.
Fluffy faces, tails that sway in the spotlight, here to stay. Love and laughter all aglow in this wonderful pet show.
Hi, Bart.
We have trivia questions and a new segment.
Hi, Cruella.
A show off their pets, from kitty cats to zebras.
They did a great job.
Make each one more
Hi, Hussein.
Oh,
Hi, Shuma.
makes the show the best show.
Look at Jane. You look so good in that picture. Hello, Dawn. Hi, Candy. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Meow and Me. This is a featured pet show here on the platform every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I did just put a piece of gum in my mouth because I love gum. Box Boy, thank you. And welcome in, everybody. So this week is May 5th, 2025. So Meow the Force was yesterday. So if you're a Star Wars fan like I am, and I really am, welcome a day late to Meow the Force, you know? I mean, May the 4th or Meow the Force, whatever you want to call. Now, Meow Meets Make Each One Wanted. It is a featured pet show, so it's all, yeah, oh, yeah. You're a Star Trek fan too? I like Star Trek too, Carl, so I'm both, you know? I'm Switzerland. Anyways, I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. Emoji J is my amazing admin. If he's somewhere, you can say hello to him. If you're interested in doing some flyers or a video for your shows, please feel free to hit him up. He is happy to message you on Instagram. Make sure you follow his Instagram as well as mine too. Hit me with a favorite if you haven't done that already. Now, thank you for that gift, Diamond. Tequila Kitty. I love that for me. This week, we have a turtle. Now, hi, Fred. Hi, Panther. Welcome in, everybody. We have a turtle, and we have a special guest. Her name is Candy. She'll be coming in soon. Tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit at the beginning about elephants. Now, I did just recently buy, a dress that has elephants on it. Now, I also got a necklace that has elephants too, as well as some earrings that have elephants on them too. But I was thinking, what do we all know about elephants? Yes, we know they live in Africa. Yes, we know they're in Asia, but what all do you know? So my question to you tonight, and I'll ask a few questions here. What is an elephant's favorite food? Is it bananas? Is it tree bark? Yeah, that sounds appetizing. Is it peanuts? Is it oysters? I don't know. Which one do you think it is? Tequila Kitty. Thank you for the Tequila Kitty. Which one do you think it is, you guys? Hi, Tickles. I want to see bananas. Banana. It's not the banana. Tree bark. Candy with the tree bark going strong. Okay, Candy, I see you. Tree bark is the favorite food source for elephants. Believe it or not, it contains calcium and roughage, which aids in digestion. How many species of elephants are there in existence in the world? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Or is it 1? So basically, you have a choice: 1, 2, 3, or 4 species of elephants. Oh my God, you guys are so broken in your answers. Is it, okay, so I see 1. It's not 1. Is it 3? Oh, all of you who said 3, give yourselves a pat on the back. Hi, Lion. Hi, Taylor. 3 species of elephant are currently recognized, at least. The African bush elephant, the African forest elephant, and the Asian elephant. These are the 3 species of elephants that are recognized. Yeah. Hi, Casey. Welcome in, Taylor. When looking for a mate, a male elephant enter a state of increased testosterone. Now, we're not talking about your boyfriends or your grandparents or your parents, okay? When elephants are looking for a mate, male elephants enter a state of increased testosterone known as, are you ready for this? Sakara, Ponfar, or Grok. Which one do you think it is? You're going to go with the must? And you are right. Like somebody says the rut. Boom, you're not. Thank you, Candy. Testosterone levels in an elephant in musk, it's spelled M-U-S-T-H, by the way, you guys, can be as much as 60 times greater than in an elephant at any other time, which helps them to gain dominance and reproductive success with their elephant partner. Yeah, all right. So if you want to impress your date at dinner, you can be like, hey, I know about that must life. I know about that must life. I mean, they may be like, oh yeah, you know about that must life. You never know. That might be your wife someday. All right. Next question, Kitty. How long do wild elephants live? Do they live 70 years, 50, 60, or 40? Do they live 70, 50, 60, or 40? Candy's going in hot with the 40. Ooh, no. Is it 50? No. Is it 70? Oh, Fred and Cats. Elephants can live up to 70 years, but it's in the wild. All right. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know that we love to see the elephant's trunk. I saw the Jungle Book with the little elephant chain where they're all holding trunks like a little, oh, so cute, right? But how many muscles are in an elephant's trunk? How many muscles? Is it 4,000? Is it 40? Is it 40,000? Or is it 400? How many muscles are in an elephant's trunk? All right, let's go with 4,000. No, 40,000? Oh, Fred's on fire tonight. Watch out, you guys. Fred's got this. I feel like he's been reading elephant books. Okay, the elephant trunk contains over 40,000 muscles, and that's divided into as many as 150,000 individual units of muscle in it. And that is crazy. All right, let's find out. How much does a baby elephant weigh? And if you say the same as your wife, your girlfriend, God forbid, you're in death mode right now. Okay. How much does a baby elephant weigh? Is it 400 pounds, 200 pounds, 100 pounds, or 800 pounds? All right. Tina Cat's coming in hot. Not 400. Is it 800? No, it's not. You got a choice between 200 and 100, my friends. Who's going team 200? Let's go team 200. Oh, you did it. At birth, elephants already weigh some 200 pounds and they stand about 3 feet tall. This is no joke, okay? They do that. All right, now this is going historical. Bring in a little circus knowledge for you circus lovers. All right, what was the name of the African bush elephant P.T. Barnum bought for his circus in 1882? Was it Babar? Was it Dumbo? Was it Horton? Or was it Jumbo? Oh boy. What was the name of the African bush elephant that P.T. Barnum bought for his circus in 1882? I see Jumbo. Oh, how did Cats know that? The giant elephant's name has spawned the common word, the giant elephant's name has spawned the common word jumbo, meaning large in size, very large in size. Now, elephants are the world's largest living land animals, you guys. The only living animals bigger than elephants are actually whales, and with the blue whale specifically being the largest. There are 3 species of elephants, like we already discussed as well, right? And elephants can range up from 30 feet long all the way from trunk to tail, and they can be up to 13 feet high. They can weigh up to 15,000 pounds. 15,000 pounds. So this is the beauty of the elephant. I will say we're going to ask one more question here tonight, and then I'm going to welcome in my special guest, Candy. How many teeth do elephants have? Do they have 32? Do they have 2? They have 14, or is it 26? Okay, 14. Ooh, good guess. 26. Ooh. Elephants usually do have 26 teeth. The incisors are known as the tusk. 12 premolars and 12 molars. So like pre and then back here are the molars. So that is a little bit about elephants today in our world. Now, I would like to tell you a little information before we move on to my special guest. There are only roughly 450,000 elephants in the world worldwide, with about 415,000 being African elephants that live on the continent of Africa. African elephant populations have declined significantly in the past century. They went from about 12 million about a century ago down to only 450,000 now today. Even in Asia, with the Asian elephant populations, those also have decreased. Their estimations actually run even less. They thought around 100,000 in the early 1900s, and now in today's time period, they estimate only 40,000 exist any longer. So I hope you've learned a little bit more about elephants tonight. If you're just coming into Meow Me, welcome in. This is a featured pet show. We have just finished up some pet trivia, and now we are going to welcome in my special guest, Candy, and we are going to talk about Candy's, guess what? Turtle! Yeah! Now she's got... I'm very excited. I love turtles. You guys know we've had turtle talk before, and I can't wait to have some more turtle.
Hi.
Hello, Candy. So tell me about your turtle. First off, how long ago did you get him? Where did you get him? What's his name?
So he's a tortoise. He's a little Russian desert tortoise, and there is like a difference for those that don't know between a turtle and a tortoise. So turtles are more aquatic, right? They live more in the water or like rivers and things. And tortoises, they don't really care about the water as much. Like they need it to survive, but they don't care. They're dry.
I love that. Okay, so you have a tortoise. You can't be misnaming your tortoise as a turtle.
It's okay. Sorry. I mean his name just so happens to be Turtle Soup. So yes. We had a lizard at one point named Boots, because we threatened him all the time that we were going to make boots out of him if he didn't stop biting me. It's just the fun things that we do in this house with our crazy animals. And I was going to have Mr. Turtle Soup on the show tonight, but he is in hibernation and I cannot show you him. He's actually in a box, wrapped in a towel in my refrigerator.
Interesting. Now tell us about hibernation, because I think this is an important thing that people don't understand or know about. So why is he wrapped up in a box, in a blanket,
in the refrigerator,
being in the refrigerator. I think we're all curious right now.
in my refrigerator.
Why in the refrigerator? Why in a box? Why in the I mean, what is
Right.
going on here? And poor turtle soup. Are you trying to eat him? What's going on?
Right. So a lot of people that have tortoises in captivity, like, you know, domesticated or whatever, they don't actually do the hibernation for them. You can skip it. You can make them skip it. It's not healthy for them. Mine chose the first time when we first got him, he chose to do it. So we let him do it. And then when I first found out, like, hey, you got to put him in the refrigerator, I was like, wait, say what? And you just leave him in there for a few months or until he starts moving again. And see, because if you think about it in the wild, what they do in the wintertime is they bury themselves. They bury themselves very deep into the soil, and it's cold there, and they stay there until it's springtime, and they just mentally know when to come out, like bears coming out of their caves. And I'm so just, you know, suddenly one day when I open my refrigerator, he'll be moving around in his little box, and then that's when I'll know that he's done hibernating.
Okay. I mean, how long does those refrigerator hibernation last, Candy?
He'll only hibernate for about 3 months.
Okay.
So, and this feels to me right now, it feels late to me because it's already been so warm where I live. But we moved him from Iowa to Maryland with us. So in Iowa right now, it's just starting to warm up versus in Maryland, it's been 80 degrees for like a month now. So it's like it's late for him, but it's not late for him, if that makes sense. So he'll wake up and he'll be super hungry. And then we'll just feed him. He's just a little guy. So we actually rescued him from my aunt's daughter. She's an aunt by marriage. She wasn't treating him so well. She wanted this pet, you know. She got this pet. She wasn't treating him very well. And she put him on the floor one day, and we don't know why. And then she stepped on him. And she's a bigger human. So it made quite a difference. And his shell was cracked. So I took over for him. I adopted him and rescued him because she couldn't care for him properly. And so we weren't sure if his shell was going to heal and he would still make it. He was only a year old when I got him. So now he's born in 2017 and it's 2025 now. So he's like, what, 7 years old, 8 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
I hope an elephant stings her box. Boy, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we
that's
are
what I told her, though.
Pet community here, and we love our pets. You know, sounds very.
So,
I mean, how has he recovered, Candy? From
he did really good. So
shell? That can be deadly for.
It can be. So what people don't understand about them is that they feel everything through their shell. People, I think, a lot of times envision them as just being a body inside of a shell. It's like similar to like a snail. But they're not. Like they're attached. Their spine is on their shell. So if you crack their spine, their shell, thank you, you can kill them. Somehow he didn't die. I have a turtle shell here somewhere. It's painted. We found a box turtle shell in our front yard.
And Candy, do you have any pictures
so like
of him to show?
Yeah. So like this is a little tiny box turtle. My son painted it. But this is a little tiny box turtle that unfortunately passed away of natural causes that we found in our yard. So like if you look, that's their spine is directly in their shell. So they literally feel everything through their shell. So like people that go and tap on their shells and things, they feel that. It's like knocking on their heads, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I can show you guys some pictures of him.
Yeah, let's
I'm
see
showing
some
on my
pictures
PC.
of turtle soup.
This is turtle soup. Eating his what we call turtle salad.
Okay, what kind of foods do you feed him? It looks there. What is that?
So
what
he
is
loves
that smorgasbord?
He loves himself some kale. There's zucchini in this. There's grapes in this. He likes carrots. Bananas are his like guilty pleasure food. Like he's insane about some bananas. Let's see what else I can. But yeah, just plates full of kale. Like he just tears it up. He thinks kale is the greatest thing that ever was alive, and it's not, but it is what it is. I have a picture. Let's see. I'm trying to find.
He's like a workout tortoise, you know. He's doing the juice. He does
So
the
the
juice.
carrot's bigger than him, but that's like one of his favorite things. And it gives him a workout because he'd slip around on the floor and actually have to work out. And he was actually trimming his beak back because he did not want me to trim his beak, because you have to trim like their mouth. It's called their beak, kind of like on a bird. And you have to trim those as well as their nails. Let me see if I can show you a better picture. Here's one of them swimming. So you have to trim their nails, but see how in this picture, I don't know if you can see, like his beak was pretty long. It's supposed to be kind of like even. And I had to take him to the vet, and they had to use like a Dremel, kind of like they would use on like a dog. Because he would not let me do it. Oh my God, he would have a fit, and he'd start hissing at me and everything else. Because they're not aggressive. He's so friendly, but you definitely knew when he didn't like something. Isn't he cute? He is so handsome.
He is handsome.
But he would like. So here's these are the aquatic turtles that we have. They're just some sliders. The turtles are kind of my jam.
And but the difference between turtle soup and your other animals is that these are actual turtles. And turtle
like those are they. Yeah, so they're in a tank with water and rocks, and they have like ledges and stuff too. But like he's straight up in. Let's see. Here's one. Like he's in dirt. Like this is right after a bath, and I shined his shell with coconut oil, and he decided to go bury himself in the dirt. Dirt or like, yeah. Every time he would have a bath, he would go bury himself. Or what else? We would put him in like, or he'd be like in bark, and he always sits in his plate. Literally just sits in his plate, fat and happy. He's so cute. Like I think I have a video of him.
He is living his best life. He's like, let me shimmy up to this kale bar, right? Like basically like we would do if we were like gonna shimmy up to the TV bar, right? Except for he's gonna shimmy up to the kale bar, and he just lays on it like he's in a spa. Does he have his own IG page, Candy?
He needs his own IG. I should. The Travels of Turtle Soup. Because so this one, like he used to do this where he knocks on his tank. I don't know if the volume's on and you can actually hear it.
Can you guys see it okay? Should I make her a medium? Can you see it, or is it my blocking? Look at where's he going so fast? He's in a hurry.
Nowhere. He wanted out. So he'll do this thing. We called it knocking. So he would knock his shell on the glass. And this was like one of his really old enclosures. And until we let him out and wander around the house.
Oh, he likes to free range.
Yeah, we just free range him.
You want me to make her a medium so you guys can see better? Can you see it better with medium, with the pictures and stuff? Okay.
And he's super low maintenance. So he's kind of like a cat in the sense of like, if you go away for the weekend, right, you don't have to worry about hiring a pet sitter for like the 2 or 3 days you're gone, because you give him a plate of salad and make sure his little heat lamp is on, and he's good to go for a couple of days. Like, they call them, like, especially with Russian torts, they call them beginner pets. Like they're a beginner tortoise. So if anyone wants to get a tortoise, they recommend the Russian desert tortoise as a beginner one, because they're hard to kill. They're so resilient. Like if you want to get one for a kid, the kid's not, if the kid forgets to feed them for 4 or 5 days, they're fine. Like I don't recommend it. Always feed your pets. But like, but they're super, super, super chill. They don't have to hibernate. I just choose to have mine hibernate. They will live on their own. They do prefer a companion.
It was very surprising to us when we found out what type of failure had occurred, and that the effects it had on the aircraft.
Let me go back to asking you about the beak and
through a hydraulic power control module, or PCM.
Claws?
What is hang on, I'm hearing something. What am I hearing?
The PCM changes the hydraulic pressure.
I don't know. You hear it?
That stop moves the rudder.
Do you need to go out and come back into the box?
I don't know. Like it's like I'm hearing a whole different channel on top of yours. Now it's gone.
Okay, maybe it's
that was weird. That was weird. Okay.
We do have that happen from time to time.
I'm
It's
like,
a ghost. I think it might be our when the ghosts of Mitzi, and Skippy are past cats in the Rainbow Bridge.
oh, yeah, it could be.
We have some pets and they're ghost hunting us. No, I'm not. They're not ghost hunting us. They just like to let us know they're here too.
Right.
So how do you go about clipping them and shaving the beak? Like, what do you do at home to do this? I'm very unfamiliar.
Yeah, so with their beak, you can use, I know a lot of people use like a Dremel for like their dog's nails. You can use that. That's the same, that's what I use for their beak. It's the same thing as trimming toenails. Like you can definitely, you're not hurting them, nothing. You just got to get them to sit still, As far as like his little toenails, I just use a human nail clippers.
Okay.
And you hold them up to the light and you can see they're see-through. So you can see where the cuticle is inside of them. So you know not to go, too deep. I also did the same thing you would do with your dogs, or that I do with my dogs. And I would take him outside and he would just be on the cement or be in the grass or whatever. We actually tie a flag to him when he's in the yard so we can find him. So like
wait, hold on. What? You tie, okay, hold on. You tie a flag to him. Like,
or a balloon, like a helium balloon. We've done that before. Because otherwise we'll lose him because he's fast. Turtles are so much like faster than you think they are. Like it's crazy. We had friends of mine started crocheting stuff for him. They crocheted him like a little, it looks like a headband because you slip it around their shell, a little shark fin. So like there's a little shark going through the yard.
Oh my God. Yes, you need to make this turtle or tortoise rather his own Instagram and put that on him. I am dead.
Yeah. He's so hilarious.
Skateboard?
I feel like he should. Like I feel like he definitely should. I feel like those little fingerboards you can get, I feel like I should try and get those. I bet you he'd do it. Oh my gosh. He plays with the dog on purpose.
What?
So yeah, the German Shepherd, they're best friends. He'll come up to him and like he will bite him, like, but it doesn't hurt him, right? Because he'll bite him. And then he tucks in his shell and lets the dog spin him in a circle across the floor. And then he'll get back up and he comes back over and does it again. Because at first I was like, oh my God, Max, you're hurting him. Don't do that. You're hurting him. No, he instigates it. It's his fault. He's playing. Like it's wild. It's absolutely wild. His best friend is a German Shepherd. And Max will go find turtle soup in the yard too. So if he gets too far away, I'm like, where's soup? And he'll go and he'll like ever so nicely and gently, as a German Shepherd can, right? We'll pick him up and bring him back to the house. He will he will fetch the tortoise. I'm like, go get your brother.
I will. If you're just coming into Meow Me, welcome in. This is Candy. We're talking about her 6-year-old tortoise, Turtle Soup. And he's in hibernation in her refrigerator right now. So she has pictures for us and she showed us some videos. So if you're interested in tortoises, she has a Russian tortoise, right? You said a Russian tortoise.
That's a Russian desert tortoise. I just don't know where the desert is in Russia. That's all.
I'm not familiar with the Russian terrain to know either. So
me either. He's just cute.
He's a cutie, and we were just talking stories about him. And please make sure, if you don't know Candy, you hit her with a favorite. Please also come up here and favorite all of these generous gifters up here on the corner too. This is him. This is Turtle Soup with his glory.
In his food bowl.
In his food bowl. He likes to sit on his kale. I am dead. Candy, I love the fact that he just like shimmies onto his food plate and just chills out.
He'll fall asleep there. Like he will sleep there. He'll like gorge himself at a buffet and then fall asleep in the buffet, like in the trough.
Turtles have so much personality. I know, but he's a tortoise. I'm not familiar as much with tortoises. You know,
They're similar with their personality and with like some of the stuff that they do. They are very, very similar with stuff. Now they're supposed to like water a little bit, to the fact that they will actually bathe and typically swim, because he does need to they hydrate themselves through their skin and through their shells. So it's super important that they stay, hydrated. He hates water.
Oh,
cannot stand water.
Manage that with that situation.
I mean, if I put him in it, he can't get out. So it's like, we have this sink that I use for him, and he hates it. It's only like an inch of like warm water. I'm not a meanie head, and he hates it. And the whole time that he's in there, he's trying to get out. But I'm like, you have to. It's good for you. It's like making kids eat their vegetables. I'm like, it's good for you. You have to be in here. Oh, he hates it so much.
And you would think it would be the opposite with the tortoise. You would think that they would love water.
And most of them do. I had another one that absolutely adored the water. Couldn't keep the thing out of the water. And this one is just like, nope, no thank you. I will be filthy forever and dehydrated. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
I'll spray him with the water bottle. Like, kale, fortunately, like some of the foods that he eats are very high in moisture, high in, so that helps them. But I rub his shell down with coconut oil, which is so extra. But I'm like, you need hydration. Okay. Like, you're supposed to look leathery, but you shouldn't be that leathery.
Candy, like, how did you become a turtle mom, a proud tortoise mom?
So like I rescued and adopted him, and I knew nothing about him. I love turtles. I always have loved turtles as an animal, and tortoises, and all of the species, right? And I knew nothing about him. So like Google was my best friend. Googling everything, watching YouTube videos of other people that have tortoises, and just kind of learning and going on different, forums and things, and just talking to a vet. The vet, like, before you guys, they do have to go to the vet, and exotic vets are very expensive. So if anyone, like, when you think about getting a reptile, a bird, anything like that, they are so expensive. They can. You just got to give them time. He flips himself upside down on purpose. I feel like he like tries to climb the wall.
Really?
And then flips himself. Yeah, he's a nut. He's always under your feet. He follows me. When he's banging, now don't judge me because I was in bed for these photos, but like we're watching TV in bed.
Oh.
Just hanging out.
So he just likes to come and just sit on top of you, like just.
Yep, just chilling. And he will bang on, like I said, he'll knock on his cage until you let him out. And that's usually what he wants, is to be held. Like the spoiled brat that he is.
Now, do tortoises like body heat the same way like my cat Binka loves to, like,
I think so, because they're cold-blooded, so they don't make their own heat. So he does have, and all these pictures you see that it's lit up, it's a heat lamp. Heat lamps, the overhead light versus having the underneath the rock is better, because they will lay on those rocks, those heated rocks, until they literally cook themselves.
Ooh, okay.
Some of them, some won't, but some of them are that intelligent. I'm trying to, like, it's just so many. Oops. Look at this. That's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saved that. It's a sea turtle, and it's huge. Sea turtles are my other favorite, but yeah, always in his food dish. Like, I don't think I have very many pictures where he's not eating, because he's kind of fat. He's a fat boy. But I don't judge.
I did.
So like, yeah, here's one upside down. See, I even Googled it. They can gain too much weight, because I thought he was like fat. And so like I had Googled it and saved it.
Wait, so yeah. You really have to be careful then. What happens if they become too fat?
I don't know. He might never became too fat. I had never ran into that problem.
Well, he likes to burrow like a beaver or like a dog.
Like they dig. Loves to dig. Absolutely loves to dig. Get him outside, and he loves to dig. That's also how they keep their nails trimmed too, is from all that digging. And stuff. This is just, he's being insane. But this is one of those, let me out, because he was in his temporary thing and he didn't want, right? Like, he eats better than I do, okay? Like, I don't eat that good.
Right?
I should probably eat as good as my tortoise does, but
I mean, I don't either. I don't eat as well. Thank you. Thank you for the gift, Stud Barbie.
oh, that's a dog.
So is that your German Shepherd? Or where is the, do you have any pictures of your German Shepherd? What's your German Shepherd's name, Candy?
His name is Max. Let me,
that's a cute name.
he is actually, I cannot show him to you either because he is, so we trained him, all my German Shepherds have been trained to be police dogs. So he actually has a job at the White House right now. So that is where he's working.
Ooh, sounds,
But
that
Max
sounds
is
important.
Max is 4. He'll retire in 3 years. Let me see. Search.
I mean, I love the fact that these two are buddies and friends, and you know, I really never knew that you would hibernate your tortoise in the refrigerator. Like,
Listen, I thought they were crazy. I'm like,
I'm still slightly in shock over that tidbit of information, but
listen, I thought it was crazy.
I love the fact that you rescued this tortoise, Turtle Soup, without knowing anything about tortoises and said, well, let me find out, you know?
Google's your best friend. I'm telling you.
No, exotic pet feast with the vets. You brought that up real quick. And with exotic pet feast, one, how difficult was it for you to find a vet who would, in fact, you know, care for Turtle Soup?
So I should have investigated it before I got him, to be fair, but I wasn't thinking of that. The vet that was closest to my house that would see him was 300 miles away.
Okay.
So when we went to the vet, it was a trip. Thankfully, they don't have to go to the vet often. They don't get sick. They're generally very, very healthy. So they don't get sick very easily. I mean, they can, but they don't typically. So we got lucky there. But yeah, I should have researched that, like hindsight and all of that. And then they can live over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially.
Do you have a plan for your tortoise? Like, does Turtle Soup is he part of the wheel? Like,
he is.
Okay.
He is. He's willed to the kids. The boys have, my sons have, they're like, absolutely, mom, he will stay in the family forever. And I'm like, okay, I mean, he's going to have to, he's going to outlive all of us. So they can live over 100 years. Typically, I don't think they do. I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I mean, if they're anything like birds, like I had a cockatiel for 30 years of my life. I mean, he passed when I was, he was 30 years old when he passed away. So like, yeah, I definitely had to have a plan in place. So Max, this is Mr. Max.
Okay, so this is your German Shepherd Max, and this is the buddy for Turtle Soup, you guys. You guys, please don't request the box. If you're just coming in, and welcome into Meow and Me. This is a featured show, which means that I have guests that come each week. If you're interested in being on the show with your pet, please hit up my my admin emoji J. He's somewhere around here, or hit me up on Instagram and let me know, and we'd be happy to have you scheduled to be here and talk about your pet instead. Okay, but this is not a spontaneous hop in the box situation. Candy, so tell me more about
this is our Great Dane just passed over in December, but that's our Great Dane, and that's his couch. But he just passed in December. He was 12 years old, which is old for a Great Dane.
Yeah.
And this was his personality. This is how it
was chill.
He was chill. That's Watson.
This is also my personality, Candy.
You're right. I mean, same. I feel like most of the photos of dogs I have in here are passed away. Like there's our little puppy that didn't make it very long. It's unfortunate. Dogs, apparently I can't keep them alive for long, unfortunately.
Well, it sounds to me like you're a lifelong pet lover. When was your first pet that you got? Like, what was your first pet that you got?
When I was 2, my mom got me a dog, and she was a Saint Bernard named Chelsea.
Oh.
So yeah, I was 2 years old with a giant Saint Bernard. And my mom tells now, I don't personally remember these things, but my mom tells stories that she would always get in the bathtub with me. If she didn't close the door, and then at one point she took the bathroom door out to get into the bathtub with me. I never was allowed to take a bath on my own, apparently. It was always Chelsea with me. And then after her, I had a Rottweiler named Bruno. And my mom didn't have to watch me. I was 4 years old. Nobody had to watch me outside. Nobody was going to touch me because Bruno was right next to me. He did have a habit. He ate the left arm off of all of my Barbie dolls. So
I love that.
But yeah, we were dog. Always been dog person, but I've had exotics and things over time. Only the left, Box Boy, only the left. I don't know how he and like only up to her, like, so remember like Barbies when they started making them where like their arms were permanently bent up, you know? It would only be up to the elbow. So he'd just eat the left arm up to the elbow and leave the rest. So all of my Barbies they had to go through trauma, amputees, like they had stories to tell. And it just, yeah. And that I do remember because I still have 2 of those Barbies in my possession. Right.
Okay.
But so like when my dad would tell me that when we trained him, when he would get trained with the glove, right, with the biting glove, it was always the left arm.
Oh, that maybe that's
so. I don't know, but it was a Barbie doll. Like, how did he know? I don't.
Dogs. All right. Well, I love this story. It's crazy. Our time together, believe it or not, is actually over.
That's fine.
Thank you so much for being my special guest.
Thanks for having me.
Coming and talking about turtle soup with all of us. I have learned so much about tortoises. I'd love to have you come back again when
he's awake.
When turtle soup is also out of hibernation. And I think it's just really educational and just really interesting, though. So thank you for spending your time with us and
no problem.
Sharing,
thanks for having me.
Your love of turtle soup with all of us here in the Meet Me community tonight.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cat's Roar is our special pet correspondent, which means that she gives us all the pets in the news each and every week. Here on Meow and Me. Thank you for that tequila kitty. And she brings us all the FYI, the FYP, whatever you want to call that. She just gives us all the tea on what's going on in the pet world. All right. So welcome in Cat's Roar. Okay, hold on. I'm going to remove everybody who's requesting the box who's not approved to be here. Cats, please re-request the box. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Please re-request the box, Cats. We got a lot of people requesting the box, and the only one that it needs to be requesting is Cats.
I got the golden ticket. No. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Cats.
And happy Cinco de Mayo for those that celebrate.
Tequila Kitty. Oh,
yes. So I'm going to start there about Cinco de Mayo, because I never thought about how maybe I could celebrate Cinco de Mayo with my pet. Have you?
No, I haven't. No, but
I have not.
OG Lucky did, because she sent me a picture of her dog Sugar-Ree celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So maybe there is one of us who has, but
I mean, my dogs have been missing out apparently. But
tell me more. Tell me more.
So first, let's talk about what Cinco de Mayo is. It's not just a reason to drink margaritas and eat tacos.
Wow,
So
that's disappointing.
Cinco de Mayo celebrates the Mexican army's victory over the French in 1862.
Oh yeah, take
Exciting
that,
history.
French.
It is not a national holiday in Mexico. A lot of people think that it is, but it has become obviously a very popular celebration here in the United States, especially in areas that have large Mexican American populations. So with that said, just a couple ideas. It's only 9:48 p.m., Eastern Standard Time, so there's still plenty of time to celebrate.
Okay.
One of the things you could do is certainly dress up your pet. Now, of course, not all pets like clothes, but those that do, maybe they can wear a little sombrero or a little taco outfit, whatever you like. But just a fun way that you could include your pet in your celebrations. Another idea would be to create pet-friendly tacos.
Oh.
You can, most pets can eat different kinds of meat, maybe not that much cheese, but I know my dog definitely likes cheese. But you could creatively make some tacos or some other Mexican favorites that are safe for your pets. You could throw a party, some kind of party, and invite your furry and non-furry friends over to celebrate. There are lots of pet-friendly Mexican restaurants that are in, most states. Maybe there's a, outside patio or something like that. So, when you're going out to meet your friends for margaritas, maybe bring your dog with you or your cat with you or your turtle or your bird, whatever you like.
Or a hamster. We're looking for a hamster.
When I saw the turtle was going to be on today, I have to admit I was excited. And then I said, we're getting closer to that hamster. I feel it. Someone in here has a hamster or a
Stop playing with us.
Yes, or a chinchilla, something, I don't know.
Listen, I know somebody with a chinchilla named Chili.
Now, see, I would like to see that.
We may have to, she is a top badge as well. She is your top badge, cold-blooded. We may be able to lure her over into the dark side, maybe.
I'm telling you, I could check it off my bucket list. Just saying.
It may be if we all go and ask and beg. If Fox Boy's been trying, I feel like we all need to go and supplicate. Maybe it will work.
I'll start a petition. I'll do what I got to do. Other things that just kind of wrapping this one little section up. You could have a photo shoot with your pet. Like I said, if they're dressing up, you can take some photos, post it to your social media. Who doesn't like to see different pets in funny attire? And also there's lots of like festivals or events for Cinco de Mayo. If they're safe for pets, that might be fun, especially if the weather is nice. You could even make pet-friendly margaritas. It might be as simple as just putting some water in a margarita glass, a plastic one at that, but just for fun. And last but not least, there's also lots of Cinco de Mayo themed pet toys. If you guys ever seen like Bark or different things like that, or even go on Amazon, they have some fun toys that you could use for your photo shoot or while you're out, just for fun. So just wanted to talk about Cinco de Mayo a little bit.
I love that. So did anybody in the room celebrate Cinco de Mayo with their pet besides OG Lucky? Anyone? Anyone besides OG Lucky? No? Okay. No. We have a challenge for next year.
We should. Mm-hmm. We should.
We have a challenge.
And the challenge is dress your chinchilla like a taco.
Right?
Just kidding. Something else that's going on this week is that starting yesterday, so May 4th through May 10th, is Be Kind to Animals Week.
Yay!
Yay! I think that's every week, but this week is special because basically it's an annual week-long celebration that's designed to acknowledge and appreciate the time and effort to ensure that animals are kept safe. It's been around since actually 1915. Oh, wow. And the American Humane Association is the group that kind of put it in the works. There are events and things hosted all over the United States by the Humane Association during this week to bring recognition to, the importance of being kind to animals, protecting animals, the things that maybe we as animal lovers take for granted, but certainly not everybody does.
No, and you said this started when, Cats?
May 4th, and it runs through May 10th.
And it's been around for a good amount of time. It's not like 70 plus years.
Yeah, 1915. So that's a very long time. Now, of course, we know that appreciation for animals in some ways have come a long way. Because certainly the attitude towards, let's say, horses and cows, were work animals. So domesticating animals is not a new thing, but newer when you're looking at history. So it's kind of cool that even back way when there were people like you and me and us here who loved animals just as much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
So if you're looking for something else to celebrate, something to cheers to, you can cheers to Be Kind to Animals Week.
Yeah, that would be, and it falls in, you can dress your your pet as silly, or your child as a dog, whatever. Anyways, you can dress up for Cinco de Mayo and celebrate National Be Kind to Pets Week.
Absolutely. I
like it.
And then, so my last little story is a little more serious, but something that, it's funny, for years, I've worked with people who have disabilities, more so in like vocational training, career training. And I never really put much thought to what happens to people who have disabilities, who maybe have mobility issues or other physical limitations, who want pets, have pets, would like to care for their pets independently, or perhaps someone who has a pet who becomes disabled. And what was kind of cool is that, there's a lot more consideration these days when it comes to developing products for people with disabilities in order to continue to care for their pets. So there's a company, let me just get the name right. It's called Lofty Lou. This is just an example where the founder of the company basically created these litter boxes for cats that are raised. So they're not so high, of course, that the cat can't access it, but they're a lot more user-friendly and can raise up and down to a different height so that someone who may not be able to bend down or something like that would be able to access it to clean it and that type of thing.
I love that.
Yeah, so then that led me to, I just, for the heck of it, I started Googling, pet products for persons with disabilities. Another example was that, and sometimes I'm not even gonna laugh, it's hard for me to bend over and pick it up, pet bowls. You know what I mean? You have their water bowl, their dog bowl. You want to pick it up either to fill it or to clean it. So it was actually, and I should have snatched a picture, but the pet bowls that have like a long, almost like stick on it with a handle so that you could easily pick it up without having to exert yourself or bend over in order to, clear it out or to fill it up. But there are a lot of different products that are out there on the market. And I think the most important point from this story is that, the world is trying to make it a better place for people who have disabilities to be able to continue their pet ownership, to have new pets, so that it doesn't stand in their way of being able to, have that partnership and that companionship with pets.
Oh, I love that. And then you said that one of the websites that you personally kind of found that seemed to make sense was Lofty
Lou. So LOFTYLOO. And she specifically created the product where it is the litter box that can basically raise up and down so that the pet owner can access it more easily to clean it and refill it, that type of thing. Yeah, so it's very cool and very innovative. Like there's lots of things you wouldn't necessarily think of or that we take for granted. So it's nice to see that there are companies out there who are taking that into consideration in creating these products. So just wanted to share that.
Yeah, and especially a lot of elderly people, you know, have pets, have mobility issues. You don't have to necessarily be thinking in terms of full on disability.
Of course.
Maybe you threw out your back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or any number of things that could create mobility issues in terms of stooping or bending. And I think that it is something that is important for people to know about and to realize that these products exist that can assist and support them in taking care of their pets.
Absolutely. You know, the truth of the matter is that these things, they could become a need for us, for any of us at any time. So I guess the important thing is just to realize that there are things out there to help. So if you find yourself in that situation, you know, the internet is a great thing and an awful thing all on the same note, but Amazon is not the go-to. Interestingly enough, you know, everybody goes to Amazon to find stuff. When I looked there, I really couldn't find very specific products that were geared toward that. It really just took some additional digging outside of maybe the traditional places that maybe people would look.
Oh, I love that. All right. What else do you have for us, Cats?
That's all I got.
Okay, that's great. So let's recap. If you wanted to spend some time doing a little celebration with your pet for Cinco de Mayo, think about what? Pet-friendly tacos, dressing them up, maybe doing a fake margarita, a little photo shoot, a little fun, a little festivities, taking them to pet-friendly spaces outside, maybe for the day, any of these fun types of activities. And then you said that May 4th, starting with Meow the 4th, okay, but May 4th through May 11th is National
Be Kind to Animals Week.
Be kind to animals, not just cats, dogs, tortoises, whatever. No, it's Be Kind to All the Animals Week as well. And then to wrap up, the last piece was
in regard to my goodness, pet products that have been developed for folks who might have mobility issues for any reason. You know, that if at any point, you know, that's something that you need, you know, the ultimate goal is that you can continue to care for your pet, have your pet in your household. And there are these kind of cool tools, and they're not expensive. You know, that was the other thing. These aren't necessarily expensive or very fancy things, but that's not necessarily what everybody needs. So if you find yourself in your situation, don't go to Amazon, sorry, but check out the internet, because there are like these little companies that kind of cater more towards providing those kinds of products.
I love it. Now tell us what you have coming up and going on yourself, Cats, and when people can find you, please.
Sure. So this upcoming Friday, May 9th at 9 o'clock, I have an auction going on, part of Top Edge Mondo's birthday auction. So that's at 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to be hosting a contest on May 31st. It's a snapback challenge. For those of you that might not know what a snapback is, basically it's a baseball cap. And, you know, the idea is that it's not an auction. It's not a battle. It's nothing like that. Just meant to be fun. And just show us your best hat. It could be a hat that you make, a hat that you buy. It could be naughty. It could be nice. Whatever you want. Anything goes, as long as it's not, well, I don't want to say not offensive, but you understand what I'm saying. Respectfully offensive is okay. And then we'll vote on Instagram, and we'll see who our winner is. So that'll be on May 31st.
May 31st. So, and if somebody's interested in getting involved in that, where do they reach out to you to find you?
Sure, they can. I'm on Instagram, and you can send me a direct message there on Instagram, and I'll add you to the group chat, and then we'll go from there.
That's what she said. Okay, thank you so much, Cats.
Thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it is. It is. The section about pets